Alright, in this video we're going to actually block Steve out with some primitive cubes. We're going to start with one cube here, and I'll click my primitive cube in its shelf here, and you notice it's already in wireframe mode, and it already has the moving gizmo on it, which I can activate by Q to get off it, or W to get back onto it, to move it. Use my mouse wheel to zoom, and Alt middle click to scrub around, and so what we're going to do is we're going to match this first cube up here with this chest. Now, first thing I'd like to point out here is that it's really hard to see this cube. Now, if I hit the number 5 key and the number 4 key, I can switch between wireframe and shaded, but those two really don't give me a good balance. So we're going to use the X-ray version again right here. Excuse me. And that's going to give us what we want. So we can right away scale this to match over here. Hitting the R key brings up our scaler, and we can scale it out. Yeah, we're going to do it just like that. Now, first thing we're going to want to do is insert some edge loops, because we can already see edit mesh insert edge loop. We can already see some geometry we're going to have to create, and it's really easy to do that right here. The head and the arms are created from the same two edge loops. We pull these out for the arms, we pull this up for the head, we pull that out for the body. Relatively simple, right? I'm going to hit 5 over here just so that shows up. Right click off in a null space. Now notice how my image planes aren't being shown over here because I have that off, okay? Alright, so I have all my views up here because I like looking at everything at once. Now another thing that I don't like is not seeing my wireframe all the time. So right now I'm going to go to shading. I'm going to go wireframe unshaded, and if I click null space, you can see I can see my wireframe here now. And I really don't care to see it here, but I'll do the same thing. Okay. Alright, now I can see my wireframe unshaded, and this is nice. Alright, so next I want to basically take these faces here, I don't want to see the grid here, so I'm going to click this button right here. Okay, and these two are the arms here, so let's go ahead and take these faces here, hit Q, select this face, select this face. Let's pull extrude and hit W, and let's pull those down. Let's pull those downwards to match the arms. Bada bing, bada boom. Okay, there's our arms right there. I like that. That works good. And then take this here, hit extrude as well, hit W, and pull that down all the way down to the bottom of the feet. Why not? Oops, 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 there we go. All the way to the bottom of the feet. And then let's take this face here. Okay, and now we match the dimension left and right there. Now notice how this is going to have to expand left along the blue axis or the Z axis before it matches the dimension of the head here. So I can't just extrude and pull this up and have a head from the side. You see, that doesn't look right. Although it looks right here, it doesn't look right there. So what we're going to have to do is, before we pull it up, we're going to actually hit R, and we're gonna pull on this green axis here until you see this pink line over here. You see this one over here, until that matches. Boom, and it's going to match on the other side too. Close enough for government work. And then we're going to hit extrude again, hit W, and pull that baby up. That's how we do that. Okay, and right to the top. I don't know, somewhere right there. I think it's right there. Sure. This isn't going to need to be an exact science here. Now, all we're missing now is the crease between the legs, okay? And not that it's truly defined here at all, but we'll go insert edge loop, and we'll go ahead and add that in. Insert edge loop, drag along the appropriate edge, and it puts an edge right up it. Now, I don't really care for the edge on the face of the body itself, and if I was to be looking at, texturing this object, I'm not going to really have any sacrifices, so I don't want to smooth it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually put an edge loop for the pants, just for fun and giggles. I'm going to go to edge mode, hit Q, click in null space so it gets rid of everything, and then I'm going to go holding shift. I'm going to select this whole edge here that I just don't think I need. It doesn't do anything for me. Boom, 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 just like that. You see all those? And I'm going to hold control, and I'm going to hit delete. Okay, it gets rid of those. And then what I'm going to do down here is I'm actually not going to separate those legs. For all intents and purposes, we're not planning on rigging or making this Steve walk or anything like that. We're just going to leave this just like this, because this exercise is about extrudes, edge loops, and a little bit of UV textures just for fun. So if you're interested in the other stuff, it'll come later. Just be patient with that. So there is a gap. There's not a gap, but there's a face in between our arm and our body, but there isn't a face in between our legs. If you notice, if we went inside our model, if we were able to, see if I can get inside my model here. Yeah, I guess you can see there's no space in between the legs. However, if I were to go inside where the arm is, I'm turning around, there's going to actually be a face in between those two. So you know, I'm going to actually hit 4 on this object here. I'm going to hit the number object mode 5. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. 5. Oh, it's being a little buggy. Sometimes Maya's buggy. It's not a big deal. I was going to delete the face on the inside of this, between the body and the arm, but I don't think it's really consequential. But I can get to it from right here, too. Okay, scroll right in, select that face. Turn around, scroll right in to the body. Yeah. Hold shift, select that face. That's the 2 faces I was interested in. And delete them. So now there are no interior faces in there. So if I scrolled in, I would just see right through the body. There's one there. There's one there. I'm holding shift to get both of the faces in one selection. And I'm just going inside my guy and finding all the interior faces that I don't want. And that's all of them. Okay? That is all of them. Alright, cool. Because wireframe mode wasn't working on right now, it's buggy, so I just scrolled inside my object and deleted all the interior faces. It's not an extremely important step, but for the next part where we look at how this model's unfolded or what its UVs look like, it is important when it comes to that step. Okay, so this is blocking out Steve. He's absolutely matches both of our reference images. He has everything we need. And so we're going to move on to our next step, which is checking out how this thing is unwrapped, or the UV map of Steve.